Yeah, what did you say? Go ahead.
What would you say to the survivors who feel
You are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. You know, she's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on your face.
U.S. President Donald Trump's temper flared inside the Oval Office, and a question about Jeffrey Epstein lit the fuse. After signing legislation to end the partial government shutdown, Trump clashed with CNN reporter Caitlin Collins, who pressed him about alleged references in the Epstein files linked to Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk.
On the Epstein files, you talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there, and so was your Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and correspondence that he had with him. Did you read those new files that were published by the Department of Justice?
I didn't. I have a lot of things I'm doing, a lot of things I'm doing. I don't know. You mentioned two names. I'm sure they're fine. Otherwise, it would have been major headlines.
A lot of women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more transparent?
With the fact that they thought they released too much. You know, I heard that.
The president claimed the only mention of him in the Epstein material involved a conspiracy with author Michael Wolff, saying Epstein and Wolff worked to ensure he lost an election.
About me, that Wolff, whoever Wolff is, he wrote a book, a couple of books, and Epstein conspired against me. Did you know that, Mr. Senator?
I did know that.
They conspired against me, so I lose the election. Or worse.
Before it was reported.
So that takes care of Epstein as far as Trump is concerned.
Moments later, Trump was also asked about British politician Peter Mandelson's resignation tied to Epstein links.
A few months ago, you had in your office here Peter Mandelson, the British ambassador. You were shaking hands with him over a trade deal. He's today been forced to resign from the House of Lords, the upper house of the British Parliament, over his links to Jeffrey Epstein. Just wondered if you had any reaction to that, since obviously he was...
I didn't know about it, but I really don't know too much about it. I know who he is.
On the other hand, the biographer, Michael Wolff, recently fired back at Trump's string of allegations through an Instagram post, openly challenging the U.S. president to take the fight into a full-blown legal war.
So sue me. Let's sue each other. I have nothing to hide, but Mr. President, you surely do. Epstein talks about his breakup with Donald Trump over a piece of real estate in Palm Beach.
Fresh fallout is exploding around the Epstein controversy, and this time, biographer Michael Wolff is daring U.S. President Donald Trump to bring it on.
Donald Trump had threatened to sue me. Again, I think this is the third or possibly fourth time the President of the United States has threatened to sue me. Apparently, he was asked about his reaction to the 3 million pages of Epstein files that had been released, and his response was that, well, he was going to sue Wolff, a writer, because I had conspired with Epstein to frame him, I think was his point.
The clash erupted after Trump's Oval Office comments and a fiery Truth Social post, where he defended himself while responding to renewed Epstein questions and Trevor Noah's Grammy remarks, repeating his claim that he did not know Epstein.
And Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me. But it was even sort of better than that, because they found that Jeffrey Epstein and this sleazebag writer named Michael Wolff were conspiring against Donald Trump to lose the election. So Epstein was conspiring with a writer for me to lose the election. So right there, you know that I had nothing to do with this guy. But yeah, it's a terrible thing. The amount of time that's being wasted. When Epstein was alive, like 10 years ago, nobody cared about it. but they're only doing it, but now it's really hitting back on them because Bill Clinton is such a big part of it. The Democrats are pushing it, and the problem is that it's turning out to be the Democrats that were with and conspired with Epstein. So I think you're probably going to see a little pullback from them. But think of it, they were working together to try and help me lose the election. But this is the Oval Office, so I guess that didn't work out too well.
Wolff fired back publicly, saying Trump has threatened to sue me again, alleging the president accused him of conspiring to frame him. Wolff claims that during work on his book Siege, Jeffrey Epstein discussed a fallout with Trump over a Palm Beach real estate dispute.
And yes, I tried to encourage Jeffrey Epstein in any way I knew how to come forward with what he knew about Donald Trump. And actually, Epstein had started to do that. In my book, Siege, Epstein talks about his breakup with Donald Trump over a piece of real estate in Palm Beach. Now, 3 weeks after that book was published, Epstein was arrested by Donald Trump's Justice Department.
Wolff also said Melania Trump once threatened legal action over his reporting, adding that he countersued for what he described as intimidation, a move he argues could allow subpoenas involving both Trumps. He further claimed a crowdfunding campaign linked to the dispute has raised $800,000, declaring, "So sue me."
As you may also know, Melania Trump threatened to sue me because I said she was part of Epstein's social circle, which we can see in these latest emails that have been released. But the effect of her threatening to sue me was that I turned around and sued her for trying to intimidate me. This lawsuit gives me the power to subpoena Mrs. Trump, Mr. Trump, and all their friends to talk about the Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And by the by, I raised $800,000 in a GoFundMe campaign to fund this lawsuit. So bring it on. I believe that if the American public knew the real nature of Donald Trump's long relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, they would turn away in horror and revulsion. So sue me. Let's sue each other. I have nothing to hide, but Mr. President, you surely do.
Trump's Truth Social statement accused Epstein and what he called a sleazebag lying author named Michael Wolff of conspiring to damage his presidency, citing Department of Justice material released on January 30. The documents reportedly mention Trump multiple times, largely within emails between Wolff and Epstein dating back to February 2016, including a message where Wolff allegedly described Epstein as a Trump bullet. Trump has long said he ended ties with Epstein in the early 2000s. Epstein died in jail in 2019 while awaiting trial, with authorities ruling the death a suicide. But the political and media firestorm around the files shows no sign of slowing down.